Well, I guess it's back on the road again, folks. I needed that. It might only been 5 minutes, but I damn near went to sleep here. I got some food at Hardees and it was so good it put my ass to sleep. I said I gotta pull over. Alright, we're gonna turn you out towards the road here. I'm gonna turn this like this so I can see what I'm videotaping. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna show you a little yard sale they got going here at the Family Worship Center, Church Worship Center. We're gonna do a little bit of a drive-by, nice and slow, so you can see what country America's doing on a beautiful Saturday. Right, just a gravel parking lot. Here we go. I'm gonna turn this. I don't know if I can turn it where you can see it or not. It's just a little gathering. People got their stuff for the church. I'm gonna turn you out this way. Here we go. I'm gonna go nice and slow. Crossways. God darn it. Anyway, there you go, folks. So much people enjoying Saturday in America. Making some money for the church. Alright, we're gonna get back on the road here in a minute. I might turn you back on, it might not, but anyway, let's whoa! Man, you should see all these damn cars. I ain't seen this many cars coming down 17 in a long time. Look at it. This shit looks like this looks like Indianapolis 500 here. Here they come. This is unusual. Alright, here we go. Got a whole. Get you straight ahead here. Back on the road again. Ding 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 ding. Okay, folks. Well, that was an unusual way to start a video, but sorry. I'm pretty sleepy. This thing's shaking like shit, so it's gonna look like you riding an earthquake. I gotta turn on, first off, turn the heat off. Second off, turn on my daggone, I don't have no AC, but I'm gonna turn on some air. Just cold air. Sorry, it might get loud in here, but I'm gonna have some cold air. If I crack the windows open, you won't hear nothing. She really is shaking. I hope it ain't shaking too bad. Anyway. Now we're gonna run you until the battery runs out here. Heading towards Charlestown, first time in a couple of weeks. Had a pretty good week. Had my fast this week. Fast was kind of up and down. I mean, I literally on the second day of the fast, I got nauseated and it didn't go away. But I made it worse myself by drinking beer, and I only drank 2. Actually, one in like 2/3. But we got through it, and we went to the good Lord for that. And let's see what else. Just been working. And on the 8th, I did the 8th workout on the 8th. And so, of course, on the 9th and 10th, I missed the workout. On the 9th, I came home and the house that was for sale next to me had put survey markers out. For the first time in 20 years, I had a genuine survey marker for that side of the property. So I had already put out some fence posts to mark the property and to block it off because people
were parking in my yard, thinking it was their yard. And I was like, oh, no, you can't do that. No, we're not going to have that. I don't want people buying a house thinking that my yard is their yard. Because I got 2 lots, and they're 2 wide lots in the neighborhood. And the house next to me is a narrow lot. And I mean, it's a nice little place, and our neighborhood's nice. But my property is my property, and your property is your property. And I will never mess with another man's property. So when they put the lines down, put the markers down, and I already had my post down in my front yard on that side of the property that I had just put down after they started parking in my yard. And I made sure I of all the things that was going on, I did not want to make my new neighbors angry by putting my posts on their side of the yard. So I measured over, and my lots are 60 feet wide. Ooh, here we go. Yeah, sure. My lots are 60 feet wide. There's 2 lots. It's 120 feet. So I measured 120 feet over, but there was a raising and a lowering in my yard of about 2 feet. As far as, man, we gotta get over. There's a daggone truck in front of us and all kinds of slow traffic. God darn it. We're getting over. Anyway, so I measured over and I automatically deducted 2 feet off where I was gonna put these poles in. So I put my poles in at 118. Actually, and then I said, well, you know what, screw it. Instead of 2, I'll just bring them back 3 feet. It looks a little bit more neighborly. So they were 3 feet inside my property line. That's how I measured it. And so I put my poles in, and I put my little sign on, put my little piece of string across my driveway so no one could pull in there again, because they were pulling in my driveway and across my yard to park to go to this little stick piece of property. So I got my stuff marked up, and they put these, so on the 9th, they put the, was it 9th or 10th? I guess it was the 10th. I don't know, it was 2 days ago, the day I missed the workout. So I knew my front property markers was about 3 feet inside my line. That's what I measured them. I figured it was 3 feet inside my line. So the survey company came out and they put their new markers out. And I measured back across again, and I'll be darned, man, I was damn near right on the money. I was like right on the money. My marker was 3 feet inside my property. So I moved it over to about 2 inches inside my property based on their marker. So my front yard marker now is 2 inches inside my yard, which is what I want. I want it to be inside my yard. I don't want it to be right on the boundary line. I want there to be a little bit of a buffer. So if they ever go and measure, they go, well, his stuff's inside his property. So I finally got a permanent marker in front, and there's a marker in the back. And the marker in the back, I hadn't had a marker in 20 years back there. So I had made a couple of assumptions, which turns out was wrong, but that's cool. Because there was a post back there, and I assumed that post was the end of our 2 properties where they joined up. And that was wrong, but that's okay. And they put the marker down. They put their little stick in the ground, and they put their steel post in the ground, and they marked it. I was like, oh, okay, well, not exactly where I thought it was, but that's okay. So this morning I went out there. This is Saturday. I believe this is Saturday. I'm gonna put my glasses on real quick. It is Saturday the 11th. So 11th, 10th, 11th. 9th. Must have been the 9th. Yeah, it was the 9th. Okay, so this is the 9th when I did all this digging. So I already had a post on my property on the side of my garage, because I had a verified measurement off the side of my garage. It was like 13.6, so I had the pole at 13.3. So I was still 3 inches inside my property. But I went to the backyard marker today, and I used my, I have a straight line 100-yard tape measure, a rollout one, and that's what I used to measure in the front. And I measured that in the back, and it wound up being damn close to right where the marker is. As far as I could tell, it might have been off maybe 2 inches inside of my property line. But what that does is that means if it's in 2 inches inside my property lines, that means that when I put my pole in, I won't put it anywhere off that line. I'll put the outside of the pole will be right on the line, because I'm going to run a string line across the entire property on those sides. I'm going to put 2 new spans. I'm pretty much going to Lowe's and buy their god-awful ugly wood spans, because that's all I can find. And I'm going to put 2 L-shaped pieces. It's going to be L-shaped in the back and L-shaped in the front. I'm going to use string lines to line them up. I'm not going to do it by eye. I'm going to use string lines so they're in the right place. And once and for all, I'm going to mark my property permanently in those locations. Now, I'm not going to put a fence up right now, because right now I don't feel like doing it. But at least later on, if I decide I want to put a fence up, I've got the posts there to do it. I'm not really interested in chopping our yard apart, as long as my new neighbor realizes that my yard does not belong to him, and I will respect his yard 100%, or her yard 100%, whoever they are. But it felt good to get those poles in, but I had to dig 3 holes about 4 feet deep in the ground to get these poles to go in the right place I wanted them to go in. And it was a hell of a lot of work. That was on the 9th. And when I got done, got it all situated, I was pretty beat. And I did mean to do the workout, but I went to bed and I woke up at 12:05. I'll never forget that. I woke up and I looked at the clock, it was 12:05. I went, well, okay, that's done. And yesterday I got home and we had I don't know, I was freaking tired. I don't know if it was, this whole thing of this house getting sold beside me has been pretty stressful, because I have no protection on that side of my property until those survey marks were put down. So now I have some protection. And they might squeeze away with 1 inch or 2, but they're not going to get a foot, you know what I mean? Because now I got my markers in, nobody can touch that shit, you know? And if I have to, I'll go get another survey, and I could definitely sue them if I wanted to get the fence off. If they put a fence there in the wrong place, I could sue them to get that removed. But I don't want to go through all that, because that's real expensive. Here's a word to the wise to all of you who are buying houses. I want you to know this from the bottom of my heart. I firmly despise chain link fences. I really despise them. But there is no better way to define your property than a chain link fence. There really isn't. They last 20, 30 years without no maintenance. They're very sturdy. If anybody messes with them, you can see it. And it's just a really great investment. So as far as fences, I think a chain link fence in the neighborhood's the way to go. I really do. And this idea of being neighborly and just let people walk across your property, that's kind of a problem, because it exposes you to all kinds of liability. And it makes it so that if people are trespassing on your property, the police don't even want to talk to you, you know? Police are so buried in Virginia, well, not just Virginia, but in America right now, that the unimportant stuff they don't want to deal with. They just don't want to deal with it. Unless there's somebody breaking into your property or something like that. Then you might get lucky, they might respond. But, and that's another thing, if you find somebody breaking into your shed, they don't attack you, you're not allowed to shoot them. Don't go doing no shit like that, because you'll go to jail. Property crimes do not allow you to shoot somebody. Now, if they turn around and they're stealing tools out of your shed and they got a hammer in their hand and they charge you, you know, I can't advise you what to do. I cannot. First off, none of this is legal advice. This is not a legal channel, a law channel, and you need to see a lawyer about legal advice. But anyway, long story short, I finally got some markers on my property, and today I confirmed the back one is in a pretty good place. Sometime either this weekend or next week, I'm going to go buy the new fence sections, and I'll put the strings out, and I'll put those in. I do want to, my new poles, I want to do what I did with my old poles, which is the bottom 3 feet, I want to coat in tar. Or well, I prefer tar, not latex paint, tar. Because it protects the bottom of the pole from water saturation. And they last a lot longer. But anyway, so we'll see. I don't know. I'm pretty happy. It's a beautiful day. It was kind of, it still is overcast. You can see the clouds up there. This is 17 heading towards 66. Well, actually, we're heading way down 17. You can see it right here, 15, 17, 29. And here's the crazy guy in a Ford truck, and here's a guy in a motorcycle chasing him with his girlfriend. You should see her. She's strapped on like a backpack. She's a little tiny thing. She's funny as shit. I hope that's... I think that might be his nephew. That might be... Yeah, that's got to be his nephew. I don't think that's his girlfriend. Maybe like his little nephew, or maybe his godson or something, and he's taking him out to ride. But anyway, so it's a beautiful day in Virginia. We're out here, and it was too nice to stay inside. I wouldn't call it stressful week, because my job is really never stressful. My boss goes through all the stress, I know. I just do what my boss tells me to do, and at the end of 8 hours, I go home. And it's a blessing. It's a great job to do. It's the people I work with are great. The people that I work for, my customers are just amazing people. I gotta say, the middle part of Virginia is so much less stress-filled than Washington, D.C. area. I really recommend, if you're going to stay in this area, that you try to move south with your job and try to live in the southern part of the state, because it's a completely different mindset. Completely different mindset. So, I don't know if you can hear it, but I got one of these wind chimes still in the car, and it's going tinkle tinkle, so don't think you're freaking out. It is back there. I'm going to get away from this tight truck because you can't see anything around it. This is a place down here you got to be real careful when you're coming up 17, because right over this hill is where the police like to sit. They like to sit in the median right here. Not here, but down here, one more. There's one more hill we're going to go up and down. When we go up and down this hill, there should be a cop sitting there in the median, and they're counting. I think this might be, I don't know, Fauquier County, something like that, I guess. I think it's Fauquier County. We're going to get back over now we got around for that truck. Of course, so we got around the truck, he got right in behind us, because he's going to get in, he's going to try to get back in front of us again. I needed that sleep. Boy, I needed that little, I don't know if that was a little 20-minute nap or what, but man, I needed that sleep. So right here over the crest of this hill, right here, you can almost be guaranteed that he's not there today. Here comes the truck. You're going to try to pass him. There he is. Woot, there he is. I told you. Woot, there he is. Woot, there he is. Yep. The policeman keeping us safe from the crazies. Yep. Yep. I knew it. I said, you don't go drive down this road like a fool unless you know, well, you're not supposed to be driving down the road like a fool regardless, but don't go drive down this road unless you know where the police sit. Now, down the rest of this area, we're pretty good until we get around the corners here. We'll put a little sauce on the paycheck here. I don't want to go too fast. I'm not going to go over 72 because this old girl's developed a coolant leak somewhere. I don't know where. I think it might be, I hope it's the radiator cap. But I was driving her real hard, going to Richmond and back, and I got real scared. I said, "Oh no, girl, what have I done to you?" And so that's 72 right there, well 71. And but it's 72, 71 miles an hour. She don't seem to be eating no coolant, and I'm kind of digging it. So, but so this is 71 right here. But and that's too fast. I'll be slowing down here in a minute. I just want to get around that Subaru. Especially because coming over this hill right here is another place where the police like to sit. But I don't think we're going to see a police there. But we'll see. I got it down to about 66 right now. And we're still pulling away from the Subaru. I don't think, yeah, I didn't think, but right here, there's a place where they like to sit. Right here, too. Kind of funny, you gotta watch out because they'll get kind of slick and sly on you and slide on in there and you'll be zipping on down the road and all of a sudden, oh man. The tickets are about $200 now, no matter what they are. Okay, so you want to spend $200 quick plus, tickets will make your insurance go up. The insurance man does not like to see people getting tickets because it means that they're, oh man, here I gotta get a little bit faster here because I'm merging right on top of somebody. That's another thing too. If you're merging and you see someone that you're gonna door to door when you merge up, please speed up or slow down. Make a decision. Don't come out down the lane exactly next to them. That's just damn obnoxious, you know? I mean, anyway, so we've got on here, we're safe. The car's coasting back behind us. We're going about 65 mile an hour here in a 55, and they don't, you know, Virginia State Police are pretty generous. That's about the extent of their generosity right there. Once you get to 66 and up, they're like, you know, I think I'm done with my coffee, I think I'm done with my donut, and I think you're getting a damn ticket, pal. So you got to be careful. You don't want to be, you know, dependent on the policeman's generosity to not give you a ticket. Now, when you're in neighborhoods, I literally know somebody, my best buddy who passed away from prostate cancer, and he got a ticket for going 26 and a 25 back, oh God, I guess it was 40 years ago. It couldn't have been 40 years ago. I've only been with my wife 39 years. Well, it's been it could have been 40 years ago, yeah. Sure enough. And right after I met my wife, and I met my buddy named Harry, and he said, Phil, I got a ticket for 26 and a 25. I said, Harry, let's go to court on that, man, please. Let's go to court. I'll go with you. We'll just talk to the judge. I said, no. I was breaking the law, I'm going to pay it. And that was the only ticket Harry ever got. The only driving ticket he ever got was 26 and a 25. And he lived a long life, and he used to piss everybody off because Harry used to be real adamant about doing the speed limit. He's like, no, the speed limit's 35, I'm going to do 35. The speed limit's 45, I'm going to do 45. And people would back up behind him and hit their horns and drive around him like lunatics and cuss him out and flip him off. He wouldn't get mad. He just said, I don't care about what the people say. I'm going to do the speed limit. And he was a veteran, he was a farmer, and he was an awesome human being. And I miss you, Harry. He fought prostate cancer for